Hi Sagittarius, how are you doing? This is going to be a reading for January 2026. Welcome to my channel and thanks for watching. So let's get right into it. What should Sagittarius know for January 2026, the rest of January 2026? What's their energy like and what should Saggies know? I'm gonna pick. Okay. The card wants me to pick from it rather than flip out. Okay, let's do this. Ten of Swords, interesting. The Hanged Man, Ten of Wands. Okay. Okay. Temperance, the World. Well, you have a lot happening. So just give me one card there. One card. The Hierophant. Okay. Well, Sagittarius, how are you doing? You seem to have a lot going on in your mind. There's a lot going on in your mind, right? Please. The depressive energy is something that, yes, I know it's been there for a bit. And maybe you are questioning the decisions that you made and wondering how you got to where you are at this moment. And yeah, you feel attacked, you feel overwhelmed, you feel tired, and all I've got to tell you is everything is gonna be all right, right? And with the Hangman energy, it feels like to some extent, all what you're feeling is in your head. Not that you're the one causing it, but you're reacting to it. And yes, you're valid in your reaction. And yes, there's a lot to contend with. The Ten of Swords energy, you feel very burdened. You know, there's a lot that is burdening you. There's a lot that you feel like is getting in your way. Granted, it can be overwhelming. There's a lot to be overwhelmed by in this world, especially with recent happenings all over the world, and the United States being what the United States is. But and it gets to a point. It just gets to a point. Frankly, it gets to a point. And maybe you've tried to escape from the way that you're feeling by isolating yourself. That can be good for a while, but you're not a solitary person. You're not a solitary person. You need to be with people. You need to see things from a new perspective. And maybe the usual ways of getting that done is not working. It's fine. Yes, you're a creature of habits. That's fine too. But it's time to reinvent yourself. And you know that that is where you are. In the Hierophant energy, where you are, you've taken in a lot of the external world, you've taken in a lot of the going ons across the world and in your life and in your environment. That is something that you've had to battle with. And it does get to a point. I just felt in my mind just now, I just kind of felt tired, right? And that is an energy that has been running after you and you'll be running away from. Which is why the Hierophant energy is welcome. You are in your Zen mode. You are now in your Zen mode. All what you've been battling with, all what you've been haggling against, haggling with, you've probably been negotiating with yourself, with your mind, and with the environment around you. Like, if I do this, please let me get this. You are a go getter, you are a doer. That is who you are, that is what you are. It's time to come to terms with the fact that you may just have to rest. You need to take a breather. And taking a breather for you is not turning off. No. Absolutely not. It's not hibernating as either. It's just allowing yourself to see new things, allowing yourself to hear new thoughts. Don't get in your head, don't get in your own way. Please and please and please don't let the Ten of Swords energy let you just don't let it get tongue tied. Do not let it get you tongue tied. You know what to say. You know how to act. You know what to do. Yes, and that is why you need to pause. You need to pause. You need to just wait a while to let the new hair breathe into you so that you can move into what you really are, so that you can see things from the way that they are meant to be seen. Yes, you have gotten used to doing it your way, but your way is the old way. That is what it is, has become now. It has become the old way of doing things. It has become the old way of doing things. You need to do new things, which is why basically you have the Hierophant energy where, yes, you're always learning. Great. That is amazing. You're constantly learning. But what you need to learn now is how to expand yourself, right? How to, mix what was working with the old way of doing things with a new perspective, new insight. And you can only gain this new perspective. You can only gain this new insight when you pause, when you take a step back, or not necessarily a step back, not necessarily even a step back, but more like, I know you've probably been hearing rest, take it easy, just calm down. And you don't like hearing that. I know you don't like hearing it. You do not like hearing it, but here you are, stuck in the middle between what you feel you need to do on one hand of the Ten of Wands and what you are just tired of having to deal with the Ten of Swords energy. And here you have the Hangman, and you can see with the Hangman, it's just taking a breather, right? This is the Hangman, and you can see that the leaves are like upside down, and you have a fiery energy, right? But it's kind of like you're upside down, right? You're upside down. And please do not castigate yourself. Do not regret your choices. They were made for a reason. You made the right choices. But the steps that you're taking into those right choices have made you feel like you're rushed. You needed the time to relax and rest without worrying about everybody else. You needed to be able to think about yourself. And yes, the world is going to shit. That's not your problem. I know that you absorb a lot of energies around you. And but right now what you need to do is leave what you cannot handle and deal with what you can. That's the best thing you can do for yourself. If you say you want to collect all of the cards, if you say you want to play all of your ace, if you say you want to show up and show out every single time, you're gonna be burned out. You are going to be basically burnt out. So let me see why you have the Hanged Man and the Ten of Swords and Ten of Wands energy. What is going on with the mind of the Sagittarius, and why are these particular cards of feeling overwhelmed, feeling burdened, and feeling tired and just shut out from the world? Why is it happening? Well, the Knight of Wands, this is your energy. It's bringing something new. Nine of Wands is bringing something new. He's bringing in a new thing for you. Yes, this is, you have been resting, you've been taking it easy because there's something new in the horizon, and you need to embrace it. And for you to be able to embrace it, you have to shed off old skin. Yeah, you have to shed off old skin. That is something that you are not used to doing. You, like I said, you're a creature of habit. But with this, you have to shed off old skin so that the new thing, the new creative, the new passion, the new way of doing things will come for you, and you'll be ready to embrace it. And then you and the reason you need to, you're in this kind of lonesome phase where everything just feels frustrating, everything just feels tiring, and you can't keep doing this all over and over, all over again. Why it feels like a never ending cycle, basically with the world card. It's just like a never ending cycle. It keeps turning, turning, turning. It never stops. It keeps, it's just too much. The reason it feels that way right now is because you're trying to find balance. And you're getting the balance. With the Temperance card, you're going to get the balance. You're doing well. You're getting the balance. I know you don't like to hear this. You don't like to wait. I know you don't like to just be like always looking for something new. You like new things, yes. But you like to get it quick. You like to just woo, just like that, abracadabra. You just like that whiff of magic. It just happens for you. It's great. That's nice. But right now, you're being told to remain calm. You're being told to let the spirit guide you. Do not work for the spirit. Do not do the work of the Holy Spirit for the Holy Spirit. Let the Holy Spirit guide you, please. And that is the way that the Knight of Wands can come in. That is the way the Knight of Wands can come in. That is the way the new thing can come in. That is the way the new idea, the new way of doing things that will benefit you in the best way possible. That is how they can come in, and you need to let it happen. So you have been in this mode of, oh, I just realized I flipped the Hierophant and Temperance card, which is something I think you're doing. Yes, you're doing it. So you've learned, yes, you've moved, you have inculcated what you're learning, the old ways of doing things. You've picked the best things from it, and you've discarded the ones that are not working anymore to be able to get into your Zen mode, which you are in already, and you're now inviting in the Knight of Wands. But you're able to bring in new thoughts, new ways of doing things the best way possible, and get the best results by shedding off old skin. You gotta shed off the feeling of burden. You gotta change your thoughts. You gotta change the way that you feel. And how are you gonna do that? Let's see. How are you gonna do that? Because I know that when I'm told certain things about, oh, I need to do this or that, my mind is like, okay, then how exactly should I do that? Don't just tell me that I have to do this, but tell me how. You know. So let's see, how is Sagittarius gonna get away from the bad energy and the feeling of depression, the depressive state, and enter into the creative space and the full card. Isn't this lovely? Isn't this wonderful? Isn't this pretty? Well, 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 like I told you, new beginnings, new ways of doing things, new things. The full card. That's how you're gonna get yourself into a new phase, into getting the Knight of Wands, bringing in creativity and passion. You gotta start something. You gotta trust yourself, and you gotta overlook what you think is naive and do it anyway. It will work for you. So that's it for your reading, Sagittarius. I hope you have a great, great time. Yes, you always do, and you always make it work. But now is the time to trust your rest state, be in your state of rest, and move into your creative state. This Knight of Wands is your next. This is what is happening next, and this is fully your energy, because this is fiery. This is you. This is fire, and it's all good. Don't worry so much about the burden. They are being lifted. See you in my next video. Have a good one.